These are photos of an island in the South Pacific.
The place where myth and science meet.
Is that a monkey?
Pull out!
You knew that thing was out here?
I'm sorry for your men, Colonel. But if you want to make their sacrifice worthwhile, get us home with proof. Monsters exist.
This is a good group of boys. We're all gonna die together out here. You shouldn't have come here.
This island's notorious for the number of ships and planes that have gone missing. The 1954 nuclear tests weren't tests. They were trying to kill something.
You are going to tell me everything I don't know, or I'm going to blow your head off.
That's Kong. He's king around here.
It's time to show that man is king.
We don't belong here.
You're a good group of boys. You shouldn't have come here.
Kong Skull Island, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX March 10th.
It's a survey job. Just chopper them in and out. Be a joyride.
Is that a monkey?
You knew that thing was out here?
Monsters exist.
What you're looking at is a monster from some bygone era.
Send the cavalry.
I am the cavalry. It's time to show that man is king. Run! We just got taken down by a monkey the size of a building.
Yeah, that was an unconventional encounter.
Kong Skull Island,
You shouldn't have come here.
rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX March.
Hey guys, it's the King Kong 1900, and much to my pleasure, once I was checking Instagram, I saw that we got 3 new Kong Skull Island TV spots, and it's gonna start from least greatest to greatest of all greatest TV spots. So yeah, there's only 3 TV spots adding to our collection of TV spots. So I know everyone was saying when we got our first little batch of TV spots, it was 4 of them. I believe it was the Island, Rain, Cavalry, however you say it, and something else. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was thinking that those were basically our first TV spots ever for this film, and I was aware that there was one international one, but it was it was very short, and it was I wouldn't call it a TV spot, rather a teaser. It was basically just a teaser for a German teaser for what we were gonna get in the second trailer. So actually, the one I saw was in German. I think there was obviously there was one for English and in English. Sorry, but yeah, I don't really consider that a TV spot. So the reason I'm telling you this is because the order the TV spots would go in is that first international one would be number 1, or at least the German one that I saw. It would be where where the guy's like, he's like, "Is that a monkey?" And it like shows it in there's like subtitles. It's like, "Is that a monkey?" And then you just see Tom Hiddleston acting very well. He's like, pull out, and then there's just Kong smashing the helicopter in slow mo. Yeah, that would be the first one in our order. The second one would, the second, third, fourth, and fifth one would be the first batch of TV spots that were technically really TV spots that we first got. Those first four. So, yeah, so these ones, because we have three more, is gonna be it's gonna be considered number 6. This is number 6, number 7, and number 8. And number 8 is the best, so I really gotta show you that. So yeah, but honestly, I'm just gonna say the first batch of TV spots was 1 through 4. This one is gonna be number 5. This is number 6, and this is number 7. So we have a total of 7 TV spots plus whatever the hell that was. So yeah, this one is called Monsters Exist. I think that's what it's called. And now I'm a little bit one-sided or 50-50 on that whole international thing that I just talked about, because I think this one is international. One of them is going to be international, and I think it's the HD one, if I'm not mistaken, which is this one. So yeah, I think it's in Japanese or Korean or whatever. But yeah. So Monsters Exist. Also, because I saw Warner Brothers, I think it was Warner Bros. Or Legendary, their YouTube channel, they officially released the first batch of TV spots we got, 1 through 4. So I'll be making a separate video just for those, so you guys can see them in HD, no bullshit piece of shit watermark, because this is the thing I hate about TV spots. I know I'm rambling right now, but there's always some watermark, and it's just so annoying to me because it's a TV spot and you're getting credit for that. You're getting people, some of them are getting paid just for showing these TV spots first. And I'm not gonna change the world. I wish I could. I wish I could change that, but whatever. Okay, alright. I'll shut up now. So just stay tuned for that video. It's gonna come up right after this one. Yeah, so I'll upload, by the way, I'll upload the three TV spots right here. But eventually, once the HD versions come out, I'll make like a whole batch of TV spots that have been released over time. Batch is the word of the day. So I like to think of this one as basically like a mini TV spot of the second trailer that we got, because it's all fun and games and stuff.
Is that a monkey?
Okay, so we get all this footage that we've gotten before, just trimmed down and more action packed, I guess. Just intenser music, if that's even a word. So we went through all of this. By the way, I really like this one scene.
Monsters exist.
I like just like this dust in the air, and like it's not dust. I think those are flies probably, but it looks so cool. Honestly, about the natives, I would prefer the ones from 2005 because it just shows you how savage they've had to become and how ruthless and deadly and cannibalistic they've had to become in order to maintain their own health and their own survival. I don't think they were cannibals, but I think if there was someone who died, the natives wouldn't what's the word? They wouldn't hesitate to eat that native because it's dead. But yeah, I just like that whole island in 2005 better, but I'm willing to watch this new one because it does look good. I'm not saying I'm against any of it. It's just it looks so weird and it's interesting. Like this orange markings and stuff, you see it everywhere. It's on the Kong Skull Island font. It's on these walls. It's literally painted on their bodies. So I think that's the next shot. No, that's not the next shot. But yeah, the natives are cool. And this, people have been saying, oh, the skull crawlers don't have an EMP ability, or not ability, but I don't know if it's EMP. It's obviously an electric blast, which I hope to God that doesn't play a role in giving Kong an ability. lightning powers, cough cough, like in 62, because he doesn't need any abilities. He's Kong. He's extremely strong. He's agile, super intelligent, and I'm pretty sure by the time he's an adult, I'm really, really hoping he's at least like 300 feet. Hopefully 330 feet, so he's literally as tall as Godzilla, just a little bit shorter. Um, but yeah, no, he's got to be that big because it's got to be an equal fight, you know, not some bullshit midget fight. Anyways, yeah, I just hope this doesn't play a role into I hope the Skullcrawler's electricity ability doesn't play a role in Kong's like overall stature and nature and his what he can do. So yeah, we just see the Skullcrawler just fly past. I'm not sure if the bigger one, if the like bigger ones that fight Kong has this ability. I'm sure they do, and it would really be such a badass fight. I really can't wait for this movie, guys. March 10th. I'll be watching it normally, then in IMAX. So it says something in Japanese or Korean. I like that shot, by the way. This is just because I didn't make a second trailer breakdown. I'm just quickly doing a recap. And I mean, I'm rambling, but yeah, you know, this is such a cool shot right here. It's just like, it's something you would expect out of Call of Duty. And yeah, like I've been saying, and like that girl, trailer breakdown, that girl talks about all the comic movies. She's been saying this is like a comic brought to life, or brought onto the big screen, and it literally is. It looks very nice. I'm really, really excited for this film. Also, you can notice that the spider looks kind of green, so it looks like it's supposed to be blending in with the environment, not just those tree trunk legs. Yeah, it's just he looks like probably not to get squashed by Kong, because we know Kong's feet can just crush that spider, but yeah, that looks very nice. It's our end shot. Alright, yeah, so that's basically the trailer, and I hope, I heard someone say this, and I just want to preach it, but I hope that's not the only kind of comic relief that's in this movie, because they really could make this a funny yet intense, scary, and overall amazing experience, and very good movie. So John C. Reilly is definitely one of the golden characters in this movie. I'm trying to think of his name. What is it? Marlo something. Marlo Wilson? Nah. Okay, so so that was the first one, called Monsters Exist. That was the fifth TV spot. Now this is the second one, and things are gonna start getting juicy here. So, yeah. Now you're just gonna notice how like it has like a second or two before Billy Randa, I think that's his name, the John Goodman's character, before Billy starts speaking. I'm gonna call him Bill Randa. Yeah, I think it's Bill Randa. Yeah, so there's just like a second or two delay before Bill Randa starts speaking, and he's like, "This island's notorious," you know, that whole thing we got last time. I have to mention, I really love the storm and the fog. It looks so cool. It's just, wow. Okay, I love that sound effect they just did, because if you watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2003 version, which I highly prefer over the original, you know, like in the trailer, and no, even in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, the beginning, I think the beginning is an actual movie title. No, I'm talking about like the original 1974 version. It had that sound effect. I think it was a film, like a camera, but it sounded very scary, very fitting for the movie, and I hope to God that plays into this one, because just listen to it. It's just, it gives impact, and it gives like a feeling, and this overall scary, like, oh shit, that is a god vibe to the movie, like Vault Roberts had been saying. So cool. Okay, Okay, that's a shock face to me. I think she's overdoing it, but at the same time she's not, because you would be very shocked. Tom Hiddleston, he's trying to keep his cool. He's like, what the hell is that? So now we just got a complete shot, a complete roar of Kong. What's he doing? His roar does sound like 2005, so. I like that one shot, like, even though it doesn't say a lot, people don't think much of it. It's just like right here, diagonal kind of. It just like quickly pans to the impact of that plane. It's such a cool shot, so. Alright, that's one of the golden shots of this trailer. Kong, first of all, okay, that's a helicopter. I was gonna say, at first I thought that was a tree, and I was like, and even then, how did he pick up the tree? Unless he picked it up with his fingers like a dart? No, you know what? Because he picked up Brie Larson in his hand, and she was like in the middle of his palm, like very small, but yeah, I don't know. It's just that he's too big to carry a tree and throw it, but at the same time, he's big enough, you know? But yeah, Kong launches this helicopter. Kong has precise aim. I'm talking literally like, oh my god, his aim is so good. Like, he probably beats most of the Call of Duty people. Like, first he throws these tree darts, then he throws this helicopter, which is something we didn't get, and it just looks really cool. Oh yeah, I think there's bigger trees, because you can see how this helicopter fits in Kong's hand, like most of them do. And that palm tree is just, it's long enough for him to hold in a fist. So yeah, Kong launches it at this palm tree, and Kong launches the airplane. What the hell is wrong with me? Kong launches this helicopter at the other helicopter, sending that one just flying into the rubble, into the brush, and then there's like a bunch of rubble later on. But yeah, there's just a lot of destruction, and I love this shot because, like, I don't know if Kong is intentionally trying to kill these people, or he just accidentally was like trying to get someone else, and these guys were just there. But yeah, you know, that's a very, I really, really have wanted to see a shot like this in a monster movie for so long, and I'm seeing it now, and it looks very nice. I don't know, it's just something about the monster's feet. Like, look at Kong, how his foot is curled up and it slowly gets out of that position, and it goes through all the trees. Look at that. It hit the tree. I think the thumb hit the tree because he's a primate, and it caused a bunch of rubble, a bunch of tree brush. I don't know why I'm saying rubble. A bunch of tree brush to fly everywhere, and then Kong just stomps, and you can see the dust and like all this grass and rocks are just raised, and the music adds to it too. Because listen, you're gonna hear the impact. That wasn't much, but also I think they have like a bunch of these like these optical illusion artistic like stone things, because they have one like this where Kong is just facing them, and then they have another one where he's holding out his hands. So yeah, Brie Larson, her role in the movie is just to say like, we don't belong here. These two are gonna try to save Kong. Obviously, we know that, and yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna affect like everyone else, like Sam Jackson, what he's gonna think. I think his name's Lieutenant Conrad or something. No, that's him, James Conrad. He's like Lieutenant Colonel or something like that. Samuel Jackson's character. But yeah, I read the bios, and apparently he's a tracker. He's an ex World War II tracker, and Sam Jackson, he came back with all his men. That he's just happy that, even though they lost, he's happy because they got out alive, all his men safe. And these two believe in never leave a man behind. So I can't wait to see how it affects them and when they start fighting and how it's gonna go down. So this is like half an extension of the Cavalry TV spot as well as the first trailer, because it has some shots that are from the first trailer. Oh, I just noticed this. There's a really long tail right there. And I think that could be a skull crawler, but I'm really hoping it's not, because it goes all the way around, all the way right there. And the skull crawler's tails look much smaller, like when you see that one shot where it crushes the guy. But you know what? It could be a skull crawler. It might be. Most definitely it's gonna be. But I really hope it's not. Okay. So I don't know if that was a tree that hit it, but this thing, it just like flies back. And it looks like John Goodman is like preparing for impact. Like he's like on the ship on King Kong 2005, like Carl when he's holding onto the railing, he's like, yeah, and then just like he gets launched forward. That could either be what I just said, he's bracing for impact, or it could be where he's just like, he doesn't even know what's happening right now, because he doesn't really look like he's aware that there's a giant monkey right there. So all right. You do not want to die at the hands of a skull crawler or at the mouth of a skull crawler, because look at those. That is a Biollante mouth. You know, it's covered in teeth, and just one bite, it would cut you into pieces. So I like the idea of them being in this deadwood forest and like trying to escape a giant skull crawler, and this thing is just like crushing the trees and stuff. But I guess eventually Mother Nature will get the better of the skull crawler, and the trees would end up blocking the characters from literally the jaws of death, just a few inches away from them. So yeah. And even then, that's not safe because they got that tongue extender thing. I think right here is the point where it would extend. There's Brie Larson with that face, like she stubbed her toe. These are the boats that we've been seeing, and I think that's his old boat. I think that was his original boat, and that's his partner. And this is a flashback, and this little itsy bitsy freaking pterodactyl that you can grab by the leg and just start smashing and throwing like a ragdoll is just flying off with a human like it's just prey. I mean, it is prey, but you know, like it's nothing. Alright, that last shot I don't really like, because I don't get why they've been using it. I know it looks cool and stuff, but he does look really goofy. Like, that's why people have been pausing it, like, right here, because it looks really badass. But then you want that bottom jaw, you want those teeth to show, so you go just a little bit forward. That could work, but it looks goofy. Like, it just looks goofy. I like how his jaw, though, it, like, when he roars, it's like, it has that like rotation, and it just like jiggles a bit. All right, on to the third one. That was the second one, or technically the sixth one in order, and I forgot what it was called, but this is the eighth one, and it's the best one. So you guys have to see it right now.
It's a survey job. Chopper them in and out.
This one is basically the first trailer. Alright, that's that one guy no one likes, that actor, and is that a monkey? And then here we see the palm tree. Such a cool shot. It just starts going closer and closer, and you're like, hey, are we getting closer to that, or is that getting closer to us? And it just, like, you can even see the base right there. Looks like a toy. It just, Alright, I love this shot. We gotta analyze a few things. First, the birds, they're obviously afraid of something over there, so maybe Kong would just like pop out behind that giant ass mountain. Now we got a group of boys right here. Now I don't want to be racist. I thought that was John Goodman because of his clothes, but you know that's not John Goodman. I mean, that's that Asian girl. I think her new movie is like The Wall, The Great Wall, or something like that, and I think her name's like Shi Lung or Ching or something like that. I'm sound incredibly racist right now. I'm sorry, but I forgot her name, and it's something like that. It's like Shu Lung Ting or something. I don't fucking know. That's Brie Larson. That's that one guy you always see walking around with that bandana. He was in the last one, right here, I think. That guy right there. So that's him. That's Captain James Conrad. And those look like skulls now that I'm noticing it. And this could either be like a rock formation. It's very jagged. It looks very sharp. Could be a rock formation. That could be an actual skull. That whole thing. You can see the eyes right there, the nostrils, and the jagged teeth. Or it could be a trap built by the natives, like where those are just spikes everywhere. Or this could be a carcass of a dead spider, right? With like, that could be like the legs. This is what I want to believe. And then there's like grass growing over it. And maybe there's just like, people just start putting skulls all over it as a sign of warning. So. Alright, we don't know what happened to this guy's character. He obviously got beat up. Maybe, I'm thinking it was by Brie Larson, because she had Mason Weaver, I mean, that's her character's name. Maybe he got beat up by Mason because she had bruised knuckles in the trailer, so. Or he got beat up by someone, obviously, and I really feel bad for him. Oh my god, that is such a cool shot. We just have to go over that again. Like, this is one of the shots where it looks like Kong's size is changing throughout the movie because he looks very, very big. He looks like he's 200 feet tall in this one. So, it just pans up and you see his face. I don't know if that's the helicopter, just like getting a closer look, or Kong is just getting... Maybe Kong has his helicopter in his hands and he's just like looking up at it. And then maybe he'll see Mason and put it down? Probably not, but you know. Such a cool shot. That's one of the best shots. Now, originally, I didn't want this shot to be the same one that we got before, like where you just see his feet, but it is. Kong is just in that pose and he's staying still and it looks weird. Again, there's that same shot we got of Kong's feet just like going through all those trees and like all the effects, like the environment, like the grass and the dust and the tree brush and all these certain like things, especially the water. It makes for such a cool shot. So this is also the cavalry. Alright, these are such cool shots. We gotta play that back. I don't know what this guy thinks he's doing. I mean, unless those things have like a certain... I don't know. I really hope that doesn't even do anything for the Skullcrawlers. I hope this is just like a suicide attempt because, you know, that guy obviously sacrifices himself to the Skullcrawler to kill the Skullcrawler. And that guy, I think his name's Jason Mitchell, that guy playing, he was with Corey Hawkins in Straight Outta Compton, I think. And yeah, he's crying too, being held back, so they obviously have some bond or friendship or relationship. Not relationship, like, hey, come over here and jump on this yeah, so they obviously have some friendship, some bond, because they've been through this certain stuff together, so yeah. And this, I don't know what the hell Kong is being bothered by, but it better not be the fire. I mean, we know it's not the fire, but it better not be bullets, better not be machine gun fire, nothing, none of that. Alright, get the fuck out of here. Now this one this is a shot of the Skullcrawler, and I hope to God this dude is not getting bothered by those bullets, because if he is, then just fuck. Then you see Kong. That's his chin right there. He's opening his mouth. At first I thought, what the hell are those chains? Then I was like, wait a minute, we saw this scene. That's obviously like the octopus tentacles, but that really does look like chains to me. But then again, it curves like that, so it does look like an octopus. It looks like both, but obviously it's an octopus. It's just like the way I'm perceiving things right now. Alright, I don't know why it keeps zooming out. Maybe it's because I keep doing that. Alright, that's a golden shot. Alright, just calm down. So obviously they're at some wreckage. Maybe they're checking out the helicopter scene where everything's been destroyed, and they're like trying to scavenge for food and for anything that they can find, basically. Speaking of food. Cold fries from McDonald's. Yeah, anyways, like, I think he's obviously trying. Everyone is just like not even shocked by what they saw. So I think not only is he here for comic relief, but he's obviously like trying to get this through these people's heads that, hey man, we just got hit by a giant gorilla. So now for the last shot. I don't know what that guy said. I think it was like that was no conventional encounter. Or alright, maybe that could either be the wreckage from where they were, or that could just be things from like World War I, where Marlowe was from, John C. Reilly's character. Back to this golden shot. I really hope there's more than 2 Skullcrawlers he fights at the same time. I hope it's like 3 or 4, just to parallel King Kong 2005, and to show how much of an OG King Kong is, how he can take a beating and he can fight more than 3 or 4 monsters. Because these things, their tails are so goddamn long that if you saw that picture, that picture as well as that t-shirt, their tails wrap around Kong's waist, over his arm, over his legs, over his neck. And there's still space, and he's hanging. The Skullcrawler is hanging off Kong with his arms free. So Kong is trying not to choke as Giggity, as well as trying to get this thing off him, and trying to not get hit by those hands. Kong's not trying to catch the Skullcrawler's fade, because if he did, then the Skullcrawler has powerful arms, and those arms literally carry its own body weight, and it's running all the time. They act as, when I was like doing this, like my voice was going like that because I was reenacting how they move, like with my hands right now. Yeah, these things it's so hard to explain. These things, it's hard to explain how strong they are because they're incredibly strong. That's the thing. We don't know if their tongues can extend like the other one, or if they have the electricity ability. But if they do, then great. But these things aren't that big compared to Kong. It does kind of look like a dinosaur right here. Like it has legs and just looks like an alligator. Like, it looks like a dumb alligator, basically. Look, that's his legs. That's his tail. And that's his... just like... I hope Kong fights a Skullcrawler that has legs and arms. Just imagine how weird that'd be. So Kong, he grabs it. So the Skullcrawler, the first one, because there's more, Roar is trying to get Kong by the neck. Kong quickly counters that with a using his right hand to grab it by the jaw to close its mouth. Then he uses the other hand to clamp on that jaw. Then he turns around and just slams this puppy into the ground, like ruthlessly. at that. Then you see the other one come from behind. So I don't know what that red thing is. That could either be like a compressing video thing or it could be part of the actual movie. I don't know what that is. But you can see once Kong does this, he's already turning around. He's already prepared. It just feels like Kong is growing throughout the movie because, like, look at his hand compared to that. You know, never mind. Forget what I just said. So, yeah, guys, those were the TV spots. I'm sorry I had to ramble over and over again, keep on going in this video, but you know, it's just that like I had so much to say, and these things look very, very cool. These TV spots. I don't know if this is like 30 minutes or 15, but yeah, it's just I really can't wait for this movie to come out. So by the time this video is on YouTube, I think I'm gonna have the first 4 TV spots that were released, that video up, and then I'll have another one about just the new TV spots. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Without further ado, this is King Kong 19100 signing out. See ya.